In a physics class, what? Another, I don't know. In physics, a force diagram is used to show the effect of all the different forces acting on an object. The diagram shown represents the force acting on a child sliding down a slide. What is the magnitude of the resultant vector represented by the force acting on the child? All right, what type of problem is this one? How'd you know vectors? Does it say the word vector?
It does.
It does right here. And also not only that,
The arrows.
we see arrows. So this one, they already gave us the diagram. We don't need to draw a diagram, but I do need to draw the tic-tac-toe chart. I'm going to make, since I have extra space, it's always on 4 columns will do enough for you for this test. You can always get away with 4 columns, but this one won't be just 3 across the side, because how many vectors do you see? 3. So I'm actually going to need an extra one. It's for vectors 1, 2, and 3, then the resultant. So remember, across the top, we always say x, y, h, and beta. And then down the side, we'll have here vector 1, vector 2, vector 3, and our resultant vector. I'm going to name these vectors over here. That's going to be vector 1 for us. That'll be vector 2. This will be vector 3. By the way, the data on this problem is that 47% of students got this correct. Okay, let's talk about vector 1 here. When you look at
Good morning, Raider Nation. Pardon this interruption. Teachers at this time.
Well, I lost with the announcement where it was. So here we go. Vector 1. When you look at it, does it look like an X, a Y, or a diagonal H? It looks like a diagonal H. However, the data they gave me, they did not give me the diagonal magnitude and the angle. What did they give me instead? I wouldn't call that a resultant. This 55, what does that represent? They gave us an X. Now, if I just put it in as a 55, it's going to be wrong. Why negative 55, George? It's going to the left. Good. That's actually negative 55 because it's going left. Okay, what about the 70? Do I need to make that negative? Why positive? Because it's going up. Good. Let's go to vector 2. On vector 2, what about the 6? Positive or negative 6? What about the 8? Okay, let's go to vector 3. Now this one looks like a Y. The whole way it looks like a Y. So that means the only value they give us is a Y. You're saying it's negative. Why is it going to be negative? Going down. Negative 220. What do I put for X? 0, because it's perfectly vertical. Okay, so what do vectors always do? Add. We're going to go to the calculator. We're going to add them. And they said the word resultant. I'm going to slide it over now. Resultant. It said vector, so that's how we knew it was a vector problem. I'm going to now find the resultant. You know what? We don't even, let's save ourselves times. What's negative 55 plus 6? Let's just go ahead and fill it. Why are we using the calculator for basic math? Negative 49. This one's maybe not so basic. Let's just type that in. 70. Well, it's going to be 78. 70 plus 8 is 78, and then minus 220. What do y'all get when you do that? Negative 142. All right, great. Now, is that what the answer is this time? That's the resultant, by the way. An X and Y? Nope. Component form is another name for that. Component form. That's not what they want. They want here the, where is it? There it is. Magnitude. What does magnitude mean? The hypotenuse, which is the same thing as the radius, which is the same thing as the magnitude. All those are mathematically the same. We need to find out. How do I get that in the calculator after doing a bracket? Negative 49, comma, negative 142. How do we, whoops, negative 142. How do we make the calculator change an X and Y to an H and theta? Menu. Which one says vector? 7. And look for vector again. See? And which one says polar? 4. And you hit enter. This gives you the H and theta. By the way, if you ever forgot this, just remember your formulas. You can always solve. X squared plus Y squared equals H squared. Now we'll give you H as well. I'm getting 150.2. 150.2 and an angle of negative 1.9 radians. So the answer is C.